Welcome to the Transition to Placement mini-series, Episode 2, Starting Your Placement. Starting Your Placement, Responsibilities During Placement. Based on what you've learned in class, from your placement coordinator, and during your interview, if your placement had an interview component, you'll likely have a pretty good idea of what your work will involve. However, some organizations can do things a bit differently from what you might expect. So be prepared to adjust some of your work tasks to align with the employer's needs. If this is the case, don't contradict the employer. Try to learn and understand how and why they do things a certain way. If accommodations are needed to remove barriers, this might be the opportunity to address specific concerns and offer solutions. We'll discuss a bit more on accommodations later in the webinar. Most students will also be taking a simultaneous field course to their placement. To pass the program, you need to be successful in this course. Make sure to keep yourself organized and review the course outline to pre-plan for any assignment deadlines. If there is an in-person class component, be sure to attend the class, as it's a great way to learn about other employers from your classmates, discuss issues about your field experience, and get advice and support from your professor and peers. Finally, remember that you are representing not just yourself, but also the college and the employer, both at work and outside of work, and what you say and do is also a reflection on them. How you behave can affect your placement success, so be mindful of your actions and attitude, even on social media. Starting your placement, workplace culture. Culture is a way of thinking, behaving, or working that exists in a place or organization. Within the workplace, the culture often comes across in the day-to-day activities. Culture is vitally important because the culture can make or break an employee's experience. As an employee, the important thing to do is relax and be open. Here are some things to consider about workplace culture when starting your placement. First, the people. How do the people dress? Is it formal or casual? Are the staff more serious and work independently, or is there a bigger focus on teamwork and sharing ideas? Are people more friendly with each other or more reserved? Use the first few days to observe these things and get an idea of how you can adapt. In some cases, you may be working closely with people who have very different backgrounds and values than you do. It's important to think about how you can work with different kinds of people in an effective way. Next, the work. Some companies may have training that's more process-based, with online training modules and paperwork, and in these cases, you may be expected to find answers to questions in the materials already provided before seeking out support. In other cases, the training may be almost entirely job shadowing and mentorship with someone readily available to take you through tasks step by step. If you have a disability that impacts how you learn, the way you are trained on certain tasks may require additional support, so be sure to communicate this and let the employer know what works for you. Make suggestions on how you can learn new tasks effectively and safely. And finally, the company. Most companies have a mission statement or policy about what they do and how they support their customers or clients. This statement can say a lot about their workplace culture. It's best to have already done research on this during the application or placement stage to determine if the placement is a good fit for you. If you don't agree with the company's mission, this will be a bad fit for you and nobody really wins. If you haven't had the opportunity to do this, perhaps because your placement was chosen for you, be sure to familiarize yourself with this before your first day to better understand the company's priorities and goals when carrying out your placement tasks. That's all for this video on placement transition planning. If you still have questions, connect with your placement coordinator, accessibility consultant, or career advisor.